Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Carrie Beglow, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I am popping on because on Saturday during the volume event, I ran out of time. You would think 30 minutes would be plenty, but I like to talk. So apparently it isn't for me. So there were a couple of things I wanted to show you that I just sort of said, I'll get to these if I have time, which I did not. So I'm going to do that for you now. This is live on my Facebook page, facebook.com/memory inkers. That is where you want to go and follow me. If you want to see more videos that in between the volume events, etc., definitely follow my page and set your notifications so that you know when I'm live. You can watch it live, you can watch it later, but I wanted to hop on and then I'll share this on volume and YouTube afterwards. But first, a reminder that when you spend $50 and you go to my website, and I do have a new hostess code, ZRDAYPMY. If you can use that one, that would be really groovy. Anyway, the other one still works, but I would prefer you use this one. Anyway, I talked a lot about the Stamparatus, which is $49. So if you just added a little thing, you're going to get the silicone sheet, which I showed you how to do the double-sided stamping with this on the original video. If you have not seen that, you can scroll through the volume, my YouTube, or my Facebook page, and you'll find the original one from Saturday. And you will also receive a copy. Mine has been stamped on, so yours will be nice and clean and pretty. Of the grid that I used to create this card. If you remember, I taught you how to do the circles. Okay, so that's also on that video. My suggestion is when you get this, laminate it. Put it through anything, just because you're going to ink it up and you're going to want to wipe it off. So, all right, so here we go. A couple of things that like I said, I ran out of time and I was not able to show you are a couple of my favorite things. So let me grab my magnets that come with the Stamparatus. You do get two. Yours will not be covered. Mine have washi on them. I just like to have mine covered. So get that nice and in the corner there. Okay, so now here is my trick for, remember I told you about if you're making a lot of Christmas cards, how to fill in. I showed you the one label that I did, but I didn't get a chance to show you how I did this card. So I'm going to show you how to make multiples of something like this that you know that you want to die cut a lot of and make multiple cards of it. You can do this if you want to save it, but then you have to try to line the stamps back up. So really, this is the proper way if you're making multiples of the same card. Okay, so I am going to start with, I'm just going to use one plate. As you know, the Stamparatus comes with two. I'm just going to use one, set that one out of my way. And then I'm going to grab the poinsettia that I want to use, and you can see that this does have the matching the matching dies for this set. So what you're going to start out with is you're going to grab your item, whatever it is. This one I'm actually going to be grabbing 3 different things, so I'm just going to set that one there. I'm going to grab these other 2. And here's a smaller one. And I know that this is my piece of paper, so I'm going to make sure I can fit it all on here. So if I put it that way, and maybe put the big one out here, then the little one, and then that one. Oops, except I got to have them going the right way. There we go. Now let me see if that's going to fit. Yes, that will fit. So now I'm going to pick them all up. Pick them all up. Okay, somebody asked me, what do you do when that happens? What I do is, when it starts to do that, I take my bone folder and I slide it underneath and hold it down and then pull it up. And I forgot to tell you guys that too. Okay, so now I'm going to take the Flirty Flamingo ink, which is what I use for this card, and I'm going to just color with the inks. These are the awesome Stampin' Spots. I think I mentioned that the ones that I've been using are the ones that come in the assortment. You may have a bunch if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber or you get our kits, or if there's some that you want, you can get the blank ones that you can then re-ink yourself. They're $9 for 5 if you want them. They're number 141822. Forgot to mention that on Saturday as well. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp that onto here. I don't care that I can't see it very good yet. I don't care. So now I'm going to put this back. I'm going to re-ink again. And I have this up in the corner. I really didn't even need to do the other thing, but I just did out of habit. And I forgot to bring my my whiteboard eraser. Okay, so I'm going to press that really good. And see, this is where I would grab like something to pick it up. Okay, now that one didn't stamp very well, so it's pilot error, trust me. Okay, so I have the basic idea. Obviously, you would want to make sure that yours like keep re-inking. And since I put this in the corner, I should be able to do that and just get where I didn't get it very good and re-ink those. So let me just do that. Okay, so now I have the poinsettias. Now I'm going to go and grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is off of camera, and I could move it over here, but it would be a pain. So one of the things I did is these come with like little embossables. They are not like they're separated. If you look like this, they're separated. And this one I stuck on with washi, but I didn't do it with the other ones. So what I'm going to do is, let me grab my plate so you guys can see. I am going to set this on here. Now that's going to mess me up. And then just look for the designs that match. Oh, that magnet is just moving it everywhere. Hold on. Those magnets are pretty tough. And this looks a little crooked, but you can get it on there and then line it up. See, now that's not right, so I have to find the right one. And sometimes it does take a minute, I'm going to be honest, you know, because this is kind of multiple. You know what? I'm just going to separate it. I hate to, but it'll make more sense for you guys. Just when you think you're totally prepared. In case you haven't heard, if you're looking for the perfect demonstrator, she's not me. So you are not done looking. I'm a lot of fun, but I am not perfect. Excuse me. And then I have to see where the next one goes. I think I just slid that. This is where you might want to go and grab your post-it labeling things so that you can hold things in place. We don't sell these. I got them at, I think I ordered mine on Amazon actually. But I hear that you can get them at some office supply stores. That's not right. So if I had been thinking, I would have marked these better. Come on, Carrie. Find the spot. I believe that is it. And then, oh, I keep moving this one. Jeez, this is why you use the tape. Oh, do as I say, not as I do, apparently. All right, now again, let's see if I can find these correctly and quickly. Look at that. First time for this one. Yay me. All right. So I'm going to put them all on here. Now I'm going to take this over to my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to cut them out. I'm sorry that I'm off camera. Okay. All right, now when I peel all these off, I have this, okay? And let me move this. Talk about a giant mess. But I'm really good at making a mess, actually. I pride myself in being messy. No, that's not true. Really, it isn't. But I should, because I do it all the time. Okay, so now all I have to do is remember where they went. And I remember that it was stuck in this corner. Ugh. So I'm going to shove that in there. Now this looks a little off from my paper, so I'm hoping I didn't mess up with those. I'm hoping I didn't mess them up. Because then you would have, like, before you do this, you would have cut out like a bazillion of these little leaves. So this is going to be really embarrassing if this does not do what I think it's supposed to do. And then I just have to figure out now, lining them up again is always a chore for me. There you go. And see, I have extras, so I can do that one later. I think this is this way. And then a big one. There we go. So now I have them all in place. So imagine you've cut a bunch of these. Then you can take your ink and ink it up really good. If this messes up, I'm not going to worry about it because I don't want this to be a super long video. So if it does, you take your time and do it a little better. And like I said, I'm hoping I didn't mess up the cuts when I did the cuts. So I'm going to try and press these really good. So look, voila. Oh, yep. See, I did mess it up. See how that one's not right? So take your time when you're lining them up, because I obviously did not. But you can see how, like, this one's fine. This one came out good. The one that I bumped 50 times. But you can see that then I can just, you know, put in a new one and keep going and going and going. And that way you can make a whole bunch of the same flower at one time. Some people have asked me, how did I get the flower to look like it looks? And what I did was I just... look at how bad that is. I just took my fingers and I rolled the leaves like that. Okay? And then that's how it got it to be a little poofy. And of course I did the leaves the same way that I did the flower. I just had a different template. And I did that like on the other plate, on the second plate. And then I did it after I finished the poinsettias. I hope that makes sense to you. So... that is why I think this is a really good idea for the holidays, to be able to make multiple cuts and not have to line them. Obviously, because I messed up when I lined it up. I don't want to do that 50,000 times. That's not fun at all. So it's a good tip when you're making multiples. You might want to, like I said, take a little more time. And I always use this as an excuse, but I'm telling you it's the truth. When I'm doing something on a video, it never, ever comes out the way it does when I'm just stamping. Because I'm on video. I mean, live is just, you know, live is live. And people ask me, why don't I pre-record? Because then I would become this person who freaked out about perfectionism, and I'd never get anything posted because I would never feel like anything was good enough to share with you guys. So that is why I do my videos live. But anyway, there you go. All right, now let's see, we don't need that. All right, so these were the cards that I told you about, and I didn't have time to do. This is the exact one that I did last year during volume when I did the Stamparatus then, and then this is another one. Now, all I did was, and I wrote the measurements on the back. This piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and it's going to be matted on the card front. I have the mats inside here for the other pieces for when I put them on, so they'll be ready. So I need this piece. And then I have, this one is 2.5 by 4, and that's going to go on there. And then this is a 2-inch square. So if you have a temporary adhesive, use that. But for now, I am just going to use a glue dot to adhere these together, all of the basic whites on top of each other. And I'm going to attempt to center it. Perfection is overrated. I am not going to freak out about it if it is not. Then I'm going to grab that dot, and I'm going to take this one. Oops, see, it moved. This one maybe needed 2. It might need 2 glue dots. So let me put another one on there. Okay. Let's see if I can keep that from moving. Temporary adhesive works a bazillion times better than glue dots. And I really miss it because we used to sell it, and we don't anymore. I know you can still buy it though, so go ahead and go look for that. Other people have it. Okay. Now I'm going to put this triangle right you can kind of line it up if you want to try and find the center of it. So if you go like that, you're going to know that this is basically the center, but it's off a little bit. So this is, I can see right now that this is so crooked right here. Look at that. Terrible. And I'm going to move it over a little. Even though perfection is overrated, I would like to make an attempt. All right, now here's my trick. You're going to grab a pencil. Now you can do this right on the template that I send you. You can add it. Here, let me grab mine. You can add it to this template if you wanted to. And just add another color before you laminate it. That way it'll all be on the same template, or better yet, flip. Oh, I did mine on scrap. Isn't that funny? You could flip it over and do it on the other side. So let's say this is the other side. You can just take your card, find a spot where you want to put it, and I'm going to set it. I'm going to put it over here because I like to line up with the lines. And slightly there. And then I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to make corner marks. Now, for this one, for when I made this one, that was all I needed because I stamped all of these images and then I flipped it and I stamped the images again. But this one is a little bit different, so I'm going to add more pencil marks in just a minute. But we're going to start right here, and I'm going to grab from the jar of flowers because that's what I used in my sample. If I can get to it, there it is. I am going to use this sunflower piece and I am going to set it right there. I'm trying to remember what I did. I think I did it in the corner. So I'm going to set that in the corner like that. Whoops, do it the right way. Like that. And then I'm going to pick that up. And here we go. Now I'm using memento. We don't have memento in a spot, but you could make one. You can get a memento refill and make a spot, like I said, with the blank spots. And then just stamp it down. Come on, Gary. Okay. Then I am going to turn it like this. Find my little spots again. Hold it down. I need to get this one out of the way before I cause some major magnetism. I think this just moved. It did. I can't see if you're asking me questions, just so you know. I did not set up my computer for this. I'm winging it basically because I knew that I'd missed things with you guys and I felt really bad about that. Okay, so I can see that this piece is definitely not in the center because it touched the first time and it didn't this time. So that's something you're going to want to pay attention to. Now, here's the thing I want to do next. I want to get it in this corner and this corner. So I am going to take this and I'm going to line it up with these. Okay. It makes me mad that I didn't put that thing in the center, darn it. Oh well. Perfection is overrated. Okay, and then again, in this corner again, looking for my edges. Okay. Now, I really wanted it to be here too, so I'm going to see if I can do this. I don't think I can, but I'm going to give it a try. Let me try putting this back in its original position because I want to stamp here and here. So sometimes you have to like kind of play with things. Have fun. Don't let anything panic you. And I'm going to see what happens to that image if I put it. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. So I hinged it down 2 steps. So see, I didn't even plan this right because I think I did it totally different with this one. Okay. Now I'm not worrying about if the flowers overlap. I don't care. I would like them to, though, stamp properly. This is why a stamp positioner is like the best thing in the world. And the Stamparatus is the very best one on the market. But you got to have some energy when you're doing one like this because it's trying to stamp 3 different levels. So that's why it's having a little trouble because they're different heights. And that's why it's a little bit funky. Okay, putting it back, inking it again. Okay, so there you have this, what looks like pretty much a big ugly mess. Now this one I did all on basic white. This one I had 2 pieces of designer series paper and basic white because I wanted some coloring just on these 2. So how can I do that with this one? Super simple. I am going to take out this centerpiece carefully because I used glue dots. And then I'm going to try to line this back up with where I think it went, which is probably easier said than done for me. And then I need a scrap. I need something underneath this, so I'm going to use that because I'm going to use my blender pens now. And I'm just going to color. And I'm just doing these really fast for you guys, so I don't know that it's going to be all that beautimous when I am done. Yes, I think beautimous is a word. I'm sure that it is not, but that's okay. I'm using it anyhow. I love our blends markers. They are alcohol based, but what I really love about them is that they match, and I'm not worrying about, see when I'm going over here, I don't care, because it's going to be covered. They match all of our colors and inks. This happens to be, I think it's Calypso Coral. Let me look. It doesn't say on that one. How come? Yes, Calypso Coral. This is the light one. And they're just, you can see I'm not taking my time and getting crazy with this. You can, because the thing about alcohol markers in general and blends, which are awesome, is that the colors can bleed together. Yes, I did see that that moved. I'm not worried about it yet. So I'm trying to do this quickly so that you guys aren't too bored watching me color. But the thing is you can see how quickly this works, right? It's just quick, 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 quick. Okay, and then I'm going to take the darker and I'm going to do these centers, just dark like that. So this isn't going to be a lot of dimension because I'm not taking the time that you could to, like, you know, bring in some like really cool dimension in these flowers. I'm just not. I'm just playing for the sake of this video. I am playing. Okay, so I got all of those, and now I'm going to grab some Granny Apple Green. I'm going to use the light, and I'm just going to, you know, kind of color these leaves. I'm not going to, again, I'm not being perfect. I'm sure that somewhere in this section here is actually little flowers, but I'm not taking the time to worry about that today. So I'm just adding some of that Granny Apple Green just to add some more color to my card. But see how this is like, this is obviously overlapped, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm not worried about it. I think it'll still be pretty. And if Bobby's girlfriend doesn't like it, those of you who watch my videos, and you know that Bobby has a girlfriend. And those of you who don't, Bobby is not real. It came out as a joke. So there you go. You have that. So now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this black and white piece and I am going to adhere it. Again, this piece is 2.5 by 4. And I'm adhering it to 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 piece of Calypso Coral. This is not one that you would want to put on dimensionals. I would not recommend it because part of the reason you border it is to lose that line where they were hidden. Now here's where you just need to try and line up your flowers and make them look like you know what you're doing. There you go. I'm going to mat this one on top of that, and it's, again, the white piece was 2 inches, so that means that this piece of Calypso Coral is 2 1/4 inch squared. And then I think, yep, this is where this goes. Almost. Did you see how crooked that got, or is it just me? It's just me. Okay. And is that right? I think that's right. There we go. And then this is why you want matte. If you've never used alcohol markers, they're supposed to do this. I actually think this is kind of pretty. Excuse me. It actually makes a really subtle flower, doesn't it? I mean, really. Isn't that cute? I think it's cute. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, there you have a card, and this is absolutely ridiculously crooked. I'm so sorry. I have to grab some water. Okay, so I'll have to fix that because that's ridiculously crooked, but you get the idea. And if you take your time, you can really make these flowers really pretty. I did not do that. I just wanted you to understand where this came from, how this went. So those are a couple of the tricks that I did not get a chance to show you on Saturday. Again, the special that I have right now for anybody who orders $50 in products and uses my hostess code, either the one that's on the volume event, that's fine, or my new one. So you would shop at memoryinkers.com. ZRDAYPMY is my new hostess code. And you will get the silicone mat. Here it is. And a pretty version of this template that taught how to do the cool circle card right here. So I hope that these little tips made sense to you. Right up here, I have all of the pricing for everything, but you can go up and click the little magnifying glass when you're on my website, and you can type in Stamparatus or silicone craft sheet. Small grid paper is what this is. You get a pack of 50 if you order that. It's just awesome. The Stampin' Spots assortments are these 8 colors: Flirty Flamingo, Calypso Coral, Gorgeous Grape, Daffodil Delight, Shaded Spruce, Basic Gray, Real Red, and Granny Apple Green. And you get all of those for $24. And they will fit. I'll show you what I keep mine in. I printed this out. You won't get this box, but I printed this out. It's the Stampin' Up! Assortment so that I could keep them in because they fit. And this is one of our small mini paper pumpkin boxes. Or you can order a package of 5 of the uninked spots for $9, and that's number 141822, which I did not put on here. So, okay, I hope that helps. If you have had questions, I will take a look at them afterwards. So I'll answer in a few minutes. But I hope that this answered a few of the questions that I was unable to finish on Saturday. Have a blessed day. I will be back here on my Facebook Live page for a Tiny Tip Tuesday tomorrow. I hope you will join me then. Bye.